All right, this is Friday. Everybody's happy it's Friday. It's the 21st of November, or no, 20th of November. Don't get ahead of myself.
It's the 22nd.
Is it really the 22nd? I went backwards. 22nd of November, 2019. Yeah. Yeah. That's an unusual question. All right, the answers to yesterday's homework on the board, and 212. You need to raise your hand and tell me if there's anything you got wrong. And now you look at it again, and you see where you went wrong, then you self-correct. If there's something up there that you're like, I have no idea how you arrived or they arrived at that answer, raise your hand. Sid the kid. On which number? Am I on the right page? I'm sorry, I got ahead of myself. It wasn't two, whatever I said to know it. Number 8, you kept it at 15/14. We should probably stick with changing it to mixed to simplify it. But like if you got 15/14, you're still right. But you should always put it in simplest form. Yes. Okay, so 16 is the only one that you got all the way to there. You missed one and you don't know why. Good job. Negative 7 3/11 minus negative 8. So negative 7 3/11 minus. Is that what it says?
Yeah.
Okay. Do I subtract or do I add the opposite? Watch. I don't subtract, I add the opposite. So this turns, Rachel, into you're adding 8 and negative 7 3/11. You with me? Yeah. So you have 8 plus negative 7 3/11. Signs are different, so find the difference. So it's 8 minus 7 3/11. Watch. Remember this?
Oh, yeah.
Borrow 1. Everybody see that? I know I wrote it small down there at the bottom.
Oh, that makes a lot more sense.
It does? That's good. Rachel? Anything else? You okay? Does that make sense? Yes? 15. You got 12 and 5/18 minus 3/4. Do you like to do it my way by changing them to improper?
Yeah.
You don't like to do it that way?
I do it that way.
Okay, so if I change, Brent, if I change 12 and 5/18 to an improper fraction, it's going to be a pretty big number, but I can do it. That would be 221/18. Did you do that? I believe it would be 221/18. I just did that real fast. 180. 221/18. Minus 3/4. Common denominator would be 36. Still with me?
Yeah.
So 442 minus 27 is 415 over 36. So 415 divided by 36, if you figure that out, it should be 11 and 19 left over. that good? Everybody good?
Yes, sir.
You ready to move on? Okay, let's tackle multiplying fractions. You remember when you multiplied fractions and you thought, whoa, this is so much easier. All you do is go straight across numerator and denominator. So let's do that on page 2. Let's go to 231. Let's jump right in the middle of page 231, numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5/12 times 15. Seth, how can I write 15 as a, oh, by the way, remember this? You can't multiply fractions unless you have two fractions. So, Seth, how can I write 15 as a fraction? Boom. 5/12 times 15 over 1. Remember that tool you have in your toolbox? You could just go like this, 75 over 12. Or you could be like Dominic and say, before I make the numbers bigger, I can actually make them smaller. Because I know 3 goes into both of those. 4 times and 5 times. So whether you multiplied across and got 75 over 12, or you cross cancel and got 25 over 4, you're still going to get the same answer. You understand that, Cameron? You don't have to cross cancel.
No.
Let's say you never understood cross canceling. You can always just multiply straight across. Fraction bar is a division sign, so 25 divided by 4 is 6 and 1/4. Okay, see how you do on 2, 3, 4. Remember, if you're multiplying a negative times a positive, the final answer is going to be negative. I'm kicking around, and I'm probably going to do this since next week's a short week, and then you're going to have all that time off. I'm probably going to devote the 2 days next week to review, because there are some things that are kind of like more than 6 people in the class are really demonstrated that they haven't quite grasped over the last couple of tests, like negative exponents, or one of the things on the last test was, say you have a -4 and you're squaring it. Some people started putting it in the, like they thought that was the negative exponent. No, -4 squares is -4 times -4. And since they're both negative, it's positive 16. But some people were confusing the negative in the parentheses with a negative exponent and putting it in the denominator. You got to conquer those things.
You make it sound like it's so easy.
Well, that's okay. No, that's my point. I want you to get to the point where, yeah, it's that easy. And you can. You will. Is anybody cross canceling?
No.
How easily you make the 5 a 1 and the 10 a 2? You make the 9 a 3 and the 12 a 4? Boom, done.
And then you don't have to reduce.
Then you don't have to
That's why I
reduce. Yes.
like it.
Number 2, if you cross cancel, you don't have to reduce at the end. Right, Kara?
Yes. Correct. I don't know.
Number 3, they're both mixed numbers. Let's pick on Seth Day. Seth, before you can multiply fractions, you got to have 2. So how do I change 1 2/5 into a fraction, Seth?
You multiply the 1 and the 5 and add the 2.
So number 3 turns into 7/5 times 7 over 2. Can't cross cancel anywhere. That's okay. I can handle it. 49 over 10. Jaden doesn't even have to write out 49 divided by 10. She can do that in her head.
9 over 10.
I don't know what it is. Just kidding. I think it's
What
4
is
and
it?
9 10. No, it's 4.
Probably
4 and 9
4 and 9, 10.
What is it?
So you guys all think you're smart as Jaden now?
Yeah, she's smart.
smarter.
No, she's smarter than me.
Oh, wait.
Everybody done with 1, 2, 3, 4?
Yeah.
Here we go. Come on. We want to have very little to no homework.
Yes.
Here's your answers. 6 and 1, 4.
Wait, what?
Negative 3/8. Everybody's in the middle of page 231.
God, I want that.
Excuse me? Number 3, 4 and 9/10.
Yeah.
Number 4, 1 and 3/4.
Yeah.
You got that, Noah?
Sweetness. Well, I just missed the negative.
All right. We're gonna listen. Same thing. Same principles apply. You're gonna throw in a little something new here. Numbers 5, 6, 7, and 8. You're gonna take 1/2. If it's written right next to the x, that means multiply. So you're gonna take 1/2 times. Let's see. They say x is negative 3/4. This is not a big step. So instead of they already gave you 1/2 times negative 3/4, you just gotta plug it in. So Zacchaeus for number 5 right now is writing 1/2 times negative 3/4.
Wait.
That's all you do.
There's a same here.
Oh, no. See, I didn't
Because
see
it says
that.
x equals negative 3/4.
Oh, I thought we were at
I
5.
didn't see the
No,
direction.
we're- This is number 5.
It is? How did you?
It said, shh, it says x is negative 3/4.
It says in the directions. Your turn now.
You're just plugging it in.
Expression when x equals
What?
negative and y equals 5/6.
1 times 3 and 2 times 4. You're multiplying a positive by a negative, so the final answer is negative 3/8.
Yes.
And number 6, what are you plugging in? 2/1 times 5/6. And number 7, you got to plug them both in. Negative 3/4 times 5/6. You might have a little problem with number 8. Maybe. Some of you won't.
I don't think I
Oh,
will.
I'm kidding. It's not.
Anybody want to volunteer what they think y squared is? What is y squared in number 8? Remember, they're saying y equals 5/6. What would y squared be? Noah.
25/6.
Noah. When you multiply fractions, bud. You got the 25 part right. You're not adding fractions.
But
Whoop, whoop. What's the answer?
36.
25, 36. That's y squared. 5/6 times 5/6 is 25, 36. And then you got to multiply that by negative 3/4. This is the y squared part for number 8. Then you multiply that by negative 3/4.
I'm not telling you. I didn't even do
Did you do it already? Listen, number 8. It says x times y squared, because the x and y are written next to each other. That means multiply. What is y squared? Well, they told us y was 5/6. So y squared is 5/6 times itself. 25/36. What's the x value? Negative 3/4. So this becomes, watch this, whoop, whoop, 25/48, negative 25/48. Can't reduce that. They are what we call blank to each other. Prime to each other. They are called, neither one of these numbers is prime, but they are
Prime to each other.
prime to each other, so you can't reduce.
You can also change it into a improper fraction.
Excuse me? No. If it was 48 over 25, you would change it to a mixed number, dear.
Yeah, that's what I
No, because that's not 48 over 25. It's 25 over 48. Everybody good?
Yes.
All sitting there. It's like you're like, it's just like you're floating out there and you're like, I know he's up there, but I'm not really paying attention. I'm just waiting for the time to be done so Friday goes
Have the
faster.
weekend.
All right, your homework is
Nothing.
7 through 18 on page 232.
He was writing in this book. 7 through 8. What? 7 through 8. Oh.
7 through 18.
Yeah, I thought you were gonna say something.
7 through 18 on 232.
12 problem.
I'm still thinking.
Yeah.
Writing in this book.
I'm sorry.
Thank you.